Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky Crit. Recently, Nintendo announced the upcoming closure of the Wii U and 3DS eShop. While this is an unfortunate reality for any console's online platform after its heyday has come and gone, this one hits especially hard. While most of us have long since moved on to the Nintendo Switch, the 3DS and Wii U are still viable platforms with great games to enjoy, especially if there's games that you've meant to play but have never gotten around to, or older entries in your favorite series that you've yet to experience. You will still be able to re-download content that you already own for the foreseeable future, meaning that receiving content through re-downloading or migrating your account will remain possible. New purchases, though, will fully end in March 2023. That means, at least digital-wise, your collection of content on the 3DS and the Wii U will be cemented as just what you've got. While that might seem a ways off still, as we've gotten this announcement here in February 2022, there's also a pretty serious caveat with this, and that's that while this closure is still a year away, you're not going to be able to add new funds to your accounts on these platforms starting from the 23rd of May 2022. That means from the time of this recording, you have 3 months to add funds to these accounts for any potential future purchases that can be made in the next year. This doesn't really make a lot of sense, but basically if you're planning on getting any DLC or buying anything digital on these platforms, ever at this point, now is the time to add the funds to your account, because starting late this May, you'll never be able to again. And for us in the Fire Emblem community specifically, this means a couple of things. We got 3 main Fire Emblem entries on the 3DS: Fire Emblem Awakening, Fire Emblem Fates, and Fire Emblem Echoes: Shadows of Valentia. 3 solid titles, and all of them feature some downloadable content. As a recap, let's take a run through of what each of these titles offer in terms of paid DLC. To access DLC for Fire Emblem Awakening, beat Chapter 4 of the main story and venture down to the Outrealm Gate to the far south of Elise. Fire Emblem Awakening's available DLC includes legacy Lord characters from across the series that are recruitable into your army, though they won't be as interactable as your main cast, and they're a little generic looking. These include Prince Marth, Roy, Leaf, Ike, and so on. There's also some exclusive class-changing items to unlock new classes for your units, namely the Dreadfighter class and the Bride class from the Dread Scroll in Lost Bloodlines 2, and the Wedding Bouquet from Smash Brethren 2, respectively. These are some cool DLC classes unobtainable in the main game that you may want later if you enjoy Awakening, but of course not completely necessary. There are also some exclusive skill teaching items you can get here, these being All Stats plus 2, Paragon for double experience gain, Iote's Shield for bonus range damage negation, and Limit Breaker, a powerful skill that increases all of a unit's maximum possible stats by 10. There's also an infinite gold grinding dungeon in the Golden Gaff, infinite experience dungeon with exponential growth, and some legendary weapons to more easily get your hands on from the Infinite Regalia episode. A second wave of DLC provided the original Pegasus Sister trio, new character conversations in the Harvest, Summer, and Hot Springs Scramble episodes, and of course the fan service of seeing characters in bathing suits and so on. And last but not least, it featured 4 new story chapters, with the Future Past 1 through 3 giving glimpses into a dark potential future where you must rescue the children units, and an ultimate battle and test of your strength in Apotheosis, the most challenging battle of the entire game, featuring 5 rounds of consecutive fights. A wide array of content, to be sure. These can be purchased individually for around $2.50 to $3, or in select discounted packs featuring 3 DLC episodes for $6 to $6.50 here in America. So if you want any of this, grab it now. Fire Emblem Fates is in an even worse spot when compared to Awakening. Not only will you miss out on DLC offerings akin to Awakening's, you'll also be missing out on an entire route of the game. Unless you were fortunate enough to get the Fire Emblem Fates Special Edition with the special cartridge that featured all 3 routes on it, the Revelation route will be entirely inaccessible to you if you do not purchase it before it's too late. Fire Emblem Fates featured 3 different storylines, one where you side with the Hoshidans in Birthright, the Norians in Conquest, and no one at all in Revelation. Birthright and Conquest were sold as 2 different physical and digital games, but Revelation itself was only available digitally. Revelation was a full DLC story route, featuring more pieces of the puzzle to the overall story of Fates, and furthering the Fates experience with different unit availability. This means that soon enough, the entire third route of the game will be gone. Revelation has always been an optional for purchase DLC route, and you don't have to have it to enjoy Fates, but the idea that many fans in the future will not be able to experience it without emulation is quite sad. Purchasing the other routes digitally will cost you $19.99 each here in America, and having at least 2 or all 3 routes on your 3DS allows for some small bonus rewards when interacting with the crystal ball in My Castle. For 2 or more routes, you get 2 Dread Scrolls, once again for the DLC Dreadfighter class, and having all 3 routes will yield you 2 Ebon Wings for the Dark Falcon class. Upon completing Chapter 6 of the Fates story, you can access the Dragon's Gate on the world map to download additional content. There's a free DLC chapter in Before Awakening that everyone should download before it's too late. Obviously, the online services will still be up as of the time of this recording. This announcement is only for the shop closures, but eventually I would imagine that the online service will also come to an end, so at some point in the future you won't even be able to get this free stuff either, or play with friends in regards to My Castle, which really stinks. You can also get the free Another Gift from Anna DLC here, featuring the Boots item and the Paragon skill, which is great, so please do so if you haven't. For paid options, things are looking very similar to Awakening. There's unlimited experience, funds, and weapons again in Boot Camp, Ghostly Gold, and Museum Melee, special illustrations unlocked in the fan service Beach Brawl, unlimited Dread Scrolls, Ebon Wings, and first-time only various stat boosters in Royal Royale, a new playable character in Anna, new class unlock items in the Sighting Lens for the Ballistician class, Witch's Mark for the Witch class, Fell Brand for the Grandmaster class, and Vanguard Brand for the Vanguard class. The second wave of DLC included episodes featuring exclusive skills, like Skill Taker, Magic Taker, Speed Taker, and so on, along with Point Blank. Point Blank is a skill that allows the wielder of any bow to attack at one range, which is pretty cool. You can buy both waves of DLC in packs by purchasing Map Pack 1, retailing for $17.99, and Map Pack 2 for $7.99. And lastly here, with Fire Emblem Echoes, we have a number of options too. Once again, we've got some cool freebies here from the 5 free Milla's Bounty DLCs, giving an amazing selection of gifts including the Pitchfork, allowing any character in the game to reclass, essentially. Echoes featured 5 main DLC packs, or waves, and each of these can be purchased separately or all together in the controversial DLC Season Pass, which retails at an expensive $45. Or you can just pinpoint the select pieces of content that you want, starting at $1.99 and ranging up to $3.99. The first 2 packs, Fledgling Warriors and Undaunted Heroes, feature the now pretty standard EXP and gold maps basically, featuring unlimited item and astral shard rewards, unlimited experience, and silver and gold marks to make both the early game and mid to late game easier. Pack 3, Lost Altars, features 10 new overclasses to further enhance your units to the next level, which might be overkill, but they are pretty cool. Pack 4 features new prologue story chapters that take place before the events of the main game and provide new support conversations and character memories. And lastly, Pack 5 features 5 new Fire Emblem Cypher card game collaboration units that you can add into your army. With all that said, I'll be providing links in the description below to Serenes Forest and the better Fire Emblem Wiki if you'd like to learn more about any of these specific offerings. So, all of that you'll never be able to access again if you don't buy it within the next few months, or at least adding a proper amount of funds onto your account. From a video game history and preservation standpoint, this is a pretty terrible way to do things. It's understandable that Nintendo doesn't want to pay to keep these services running indefinitely, especially as less and less people take advantage of them, but I just wish that we could find some other way of keeping this content alive. With that said, now is the perfect time to finalize your catalogs on these platforms, make the decisions long-term for what you want to always have as part of your library, and maybe get around to playing some of these older games, especially considering we still don't have the next main series Fire Emblem title in our hands just yet. That's going to do it for this one, but as always, if you like the content that I produce and you want to see more of it, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can stay up to date on all the latest Fire Emblem news. If you found this video helpful, please slash the thumbs up down below as well, and be sure to let me know your thoughts on this bit of news in the comment section too. What, if anything, are you planning on buying, and what do you still need to get around to before it's too late? I want to thank the patrons for supporting the channel and helping make videos like this possible, and you can also now become a channel member by clicking down below and getting some cool exclusive emotes. I'll be streaming more in the near future, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And if you use alternative platforms like BitChute, Odyssey, or Rumble, be sure to follow Lucky Crit over there, as I'll be producing some exclusive content for those sites eventually that you will not find here on YouTube. And you can also follow our Instagram account if you'd like. And I'll see you all next time.